So how come black people don't support black businesses like that? Two reasons. One, that's not entirely true. Two, it's because it's a scarce amount of black businesses and word doesn't get spread out anymore like that. like um like stuff like barbershops, beauty supply stores, and stuff that is like black owned businesses like clothing stores and restaurants usually get high amount of traffic versus the starting business and everything like that is because of the area of where it's at, and word of mouth doesn't always work when it comes to black businesses and content because most people um won't have the money or just assume that it's just hustling or stuff like that, right? It's just a hustle. You're probably not gonna get that much, even though they put their sweat, blood, and tears, and sometimes semen and doo doo into growing this business, right? And it kind of sucks too, being someone who has friends who's trying to do their own businesses, being someone who tried to have their own content being boosted out there with this video right now, and seeing nothing about it. But what I've learned that you have to have that grind set to keep going until, especially with content creation, until you get that one video or until people notice you and stuff like that. Because, like I said in the beginning, word of mouth is way much more. Word of mouth is hard to spread, especially when it's something that's not appealing to you and to others, right? Like, mind you, we do have stuff like beauty supply stores and the occasional barbershop every time, right? With like a few restaurants and everything, right? And restaurants last long time because of what they provide. They provide a service that a lot of black people would enjoy. Now, with that said, why am I talking about this? Well, a couple of weeks ago, there was something called the DC blackout where comic book content creators and fans of comic books who are African American were boycotting DC for not having any like black representation in like a few months, right? Which kind of irked me in the wrong way, and with others who believe that we as a people should also support these black indie um creators or artists because of we have that thought of why we should support this company that's not giving you anything that you like versus something that's already there for your people. Well, here's the reason why, and it's going to be a shitty reason or the reason not going to make any sense. It's because with stuff like DC and Marvel, those black characters are already there, and a lot of people enjoy those black characters. They enjoy the writing, they enjoy their stories, they enjoy like a lot of their designs and stuff like that, right? But versus somebody who just getting out there, whatnot, probably doesn't have an appealing design, probably not for everybody, and it sucks because mind you, I don't read comics like that, but I do absorb a lot of Comic Explains, who was also a black creator, which I didn't know. I thought Comic Explains was white, right? But that's besides the point. Um, with Static Shock used to be an indie black thing, right? Until DC picked it up and now it's like mainstream and everything, right? And mind you, that's fine. That's perfect. But like what pisses me off about a lot of this boycotting shit, right? If you're gonna boycott something saying like you should have this, then why won't you support the people who actually make that content, right? And this goes in again of word of mouth and how popular the series is, right? Because nobody's not gonna know what the Ripperverse is unless like you show them or whatnot, right? Like I remember watched a video about Mugen Lord, who posted a video I think like a week ago talking about this, how his content wasn't black enough, and that fucked me up because I always get told that I'm not black enough for this, I'm not black enough for that, even though I grew up around a lot of black culture and like a lot of just my own people, right? But we still love the gatekeep and push those away who we don't see as the ideal black or has the ideal African American or has the ideal hood person or Negro or whatnot, right? So at the same time, with a lot of this hustle culture or whatnot, a lot of this stuff where you want to like get support, a lot of people who are looking at it be like, hey, what's in it for me or whatnot, right? Are the characters good? Will I be able to enjoy the story? Will I be able to enjoy the designs and the content that comes from this character? Or will this just be some slop, right? Now, mind you, this does sucks because a lot of people who are looking out from the outside looking in, and this is not nothing out of donut. This is what I searched up, looked up on Reddit, looked up online and stuff like that. And mind you, I'm not comparing the internet to real life because those are two different spaces. And I haven't really been at a comic book shop since 2014, right? Getting your content out there is a lot more difficult now than it was 20 years ago. Dead ass. And it sucks for a lot of people who are trying to do this now because it just make it seem like, oh, these guys are just trying to get money. Let's not support their content, but go to this billion-dollar company to support a lot of their content. And mind you, if I'm wrong, hit me up in the comments and stuff, right? But hey, I'm not forcing you or telling you should only support black business. Do whatever you want with your money and support whoever you want because you're allowed to support whoever the fuck you want, right? But don't sit here and complain that there's no black content from like shit like DC, where on the other side of the line there's a shit ton of black content made by black creators that are out there.